Okay, in this very quick tutorial, I am going to show you how to format text without even selecting the text. And this is where working with paragraph styles are very, very important. All right, let's just jump in. If you notice here in this document, you're going to notice that there are four styles. One is basic paragraph, bold heading, bold lead-in, and bold and bulleted list. If I tap on the very top one, you'll see that's bold heading. If I tap on the next one, the next bold line of text, you'll see that's bold lead-in. And of course, if I tap on the bulleted text, that's bulleted list. And then everything else basically is the basic paragraph style. Now, you're going to have basic paragraph styles by default. And you can make that anything you want. But that's going to be there by default. Okay, so here's what I want to do. What I want to do is I want to separate these four items. The bullet points highlight, the bullet points cannot, follow these guidelines, and avoid the pitfalls. I want to separate these four items from the paragraph or item above. So knowing how to use our paragraph spacing options is very, very important. Let's start off by double clicking on basic paragraph. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go down to Indents and Spacing, and I'm going to, with space after, I'm going to type in 1, which is 1 pica understood. I'm working with points and picas. I'll say OK. And if you notice, that's not giving me what I really want. I want, yes, here's a space here, but I want the space here, and I don't want the space here, and I want, so in other words, it's giving me the spacing after the basic paragraph, but that's not what I want. So I'm going to say Command Z. What I do want is I'm going to tap on the bold lead-in. That's these lines right here, these bold items right here. I'm going to double click on that, and nothing is selected. Indents and spacing. And instead of saying space after, I'm going to say, give me 1 pica space before. And I'll say OK. Now I have exactly what I want. Because as you can see, the bold lead-in has an extra pica spacing between it and the copy above it. So that's the spacing that I want. That's great. Next up, what I want to do is I want to move the bullets closer to the text, and then I want to move all of that bulleted text to align to the left margin. Now again, nothing is selected, and you guessed it, I'm going to be working with bullet list. So I double click on that, I come over here, and then I'm going to go down to where it says bullets and numbering. And you see I have these plus and minus values here. Well, the first thing I want to do is move the bullets closer to the text. So instead of having -1 P6, I'm going to make that minus P6, all right? And that basically is 6 points, and I'll say OK. And if you notice, all of the bullets move closer to the text, and there's 6 points between the bullet and the text to the right of it. Now I need to move all of that text over to the left margin. So what I'm going to do now is, again, going back to bullet list, double click on that, go back down to bullets and numbering. And then if I have a minus value here, I want to make that just a P6. In other words, this is a plus value understood, P6, or 6 points, and minus 6 points, and I'll say OK. And now I have exactly what I want. I have the bullets closer to the text, and then I have all of the text, all the bulleted text aligned to the left margin with extra spacing between the 4 items, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I did not select the text at all. And guess what? If I wanted to add more spacing, I just go back up to the bold lead-in, go over to indents and spacing, and I can say I can make that maybe 1.5, 1 P6, okay? 1.5, 1.5, well, you'll see that translates to 1 P6, I'll say okay, and I'm moving, I can make extra spacing, and it doesn't, it will not offset anything because everything is going to be perfectly aligned. So that's how you can work with this is how you can actually format text without selecting the text, but you have to make sure you control your paragraph styles. Okay, hopefully that helps.